In this video I will show you how to replace the headlight bulbs and the complete headlamp assemblies on Mercedes Benz E350 vehicles. Step number 1. Park the car on a flat surface. Engage the emergency brake and place blocks in front of and behind the rear wheels for safety. 2. Raise the front of the car with a hydraulic floor jack and place jack stands under the chassis for safety. 3. Remove the front wheel lug nuts using an impact wrench and a 19mm socket. Once the lug nuts have been removed, proceed to remove the front wheels. 4. Remove the 2 bolts holding the fender using a ratchet and a 10mm socket. 5. Remove the fender retainers using a tool for this purpose or a flathead screwdriver. Pry outward on the inner edge of the retainer. Once released, remove it completely by pulling it out by hand or prying it out from its base as shown in the image. 6. Remove the 2 bolts holding the mudguard in place at the bottom using a ratchet and an 8mm socket. Remove the locking pin in the same way you removed the other retainer. 7. Remove the mudguard completely by simply pulling it out with your hands and repeat the same procedure for the opposite side. 8. To replace the headlight bulbs, it is not necessary to remove the entire headlamp assembly. Simply remove the cover from the rear of the headlight and the light to be replaced by turning it counterclockwise by hand. 9. Turn the headlight bulb electrical connector in a counterclockwise rotation a quarter of a turn and pull the headlight out by hand simultaneously. 10. Disconnect the old headlight bulb from the electrical plug by simply pulling it out by hand as shown in the image. 11. Install the new headlight bulb without touching the glass, ensuring that it fits properly. Install the rest of the components in their original positions, ensuring that the screws and the electrical connections are securely tightened. The rest of the video shows how to replace the complete headlamp assemblies. Number 12. Remove the cable attached to the top plastic cover by pulling it out with your hand at the points shown in the image. Next, disconnect the hose from the cover by pulling it out with your hand. 13. Disconnect the air ducts by simply pulling them back with your hands as shown in the image. 14. Next, remove the cover completely by pulling it up with your hands. 15. Remove the screw securing the grill plate with a T20 Torx screwdriver. 16. Next, press down on the locks located at the bottom of the grill and gently pull on the grill with your other hand to release it. 17. Remove the grill completely by simply pulling it up with your hands. 18. Remove the bolt shown on the screen using a ratchet and an 8mm socket. 19. Remove the bolts holding the bumper and fender together using a ratchet and a T30 socket. 20. Disconnect the bumper and fender by pulling the bumper outward by hand to release it. 21. Remove the light bulb from the bumper by rotating the connector a quarter turn and pulling it out at the same time to completely remove it. 22. Remove the fog light wires by pressing inward on the connector lock and pulling backward at the same time, as shown in the image. 23. Remove the screw holding the bumper in place shown on the screen using a ratchet and a 10mm socket. 24. Turn the lock on the top of the bumper a quarter turn using a flathead screwdriver to release it. 25. Remove the screws holding the bumper in place at both ends using a ratchet and a 10mm socket. 26. Remove the bumper completely by simply lifting and gently pulling it out with your hands. 27. Disconnect the electrical plug located at the back of the headlight by pressing inward on the connector lock and pulling outward simultaneously as shown in the image. 28. Remove the screw holding the headlight in place shown on the screen using a ratchet and an 8mm socket. 29. Remove the screw holding the headlight in place located at the top using a ratchet and an 8mm socket. 30. Similarly, remove the screw holding the headlight in place at the bottom using the ratchet and an 8mm socket. 31. Remove the old headlamp assembly completely by simply pulling it straight out with your hands. 32. Install the new headlamp assembly in its original position and proceed to tighten the screws firmly. 33. Repeat the same procedure to replace the headlamp assembly on the other side and proceed to install the remaining components and connect the electrical connections in their original positions in the reverse order they were removed, ensuring that the screws and fasteners are firmly tightened. 34. Park the car in front of a wall at night, approximately 6 meters away. Take a measurement of the headlight height just in front of the headlight to be used as a reference. Adjust the center of the light beam to match the same height. Adjust the light beam by turning the headlight adjustment screw as shown in the image using a 6mm hex wrench. That's how simple it is to replace the headlight bulbs and headlamp assemblies on Mercedes Benz E350 vehicles.